Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for your latest Manchester United news. We're going to be going through Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave. Manchester United still want Gakpo, and Ten Hag basically, puts new contracts on hold. And I hope we're all feeling well after that game on Sunday. That, let's just say, I don't want to talk about it too much, but it was a disgrace. But we won't beat ourselves up about it. We did that probably on Sunday, so we'll forget about it and we shall move on. Talk about Cristiano Ronaldo basically. So Cristiano Ronaldo was on a January exit from Manchester United, and Erik Ten Hag will not stand in his way if a suitable offer arrives. Cristiano Ronaldo had been keen to join a club that could give him Champions League football in the summer, but the only concrete proposal came from a Saudi club. He goes by the name of Al Hilal, if I'm pronouncing that right. Having wanted to keep Ronaldo when he first took over, Erik Ten Hag will not stand in his way if a good offer comes. So yeah, Ten Hag is basically letting Ronaldo live. If Ronaldo wants to leave, if he gets a good offer, Ten Hag won't stand in his way. He'll let him move on, which is a bit of a shame to see Ronaldo leave, but Ronaldo's probably thinking it on his side that it's best for my career, it's best that I get game time. He's 37, 38 years of age, and he hasn't been getting that much game time. And I think after the match on Sunday, when he didn't start and he didn't come on, he kind of, you seen he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy that Ten Hag wasn't bringing him on, and rightly so. It's a big game against Man City at the Etihad, Manchester derby. Can't get any bigger than that. And we brought on Martial instead of Ronaldo. And listen, I'm not saying it was a bad decision. Martial came on, scored 2 goals. Not two simple goals, but they're goals. And the Brazilian Anthony, got a nice goal as well. Outside of the box on his left boot, so that was a good one. Tucked into the corner. But yeah, Ronaldo wanting to leave. I'm not surprised. I knew we were going to come back to this. It was a bit quiet the last few weeks, but it's back again. People want Ronaldo. Some people would like Ronaldo to leave. Some people would like Ronaldo to stay. It'd be sad to see him leave. I'd at least like him to see out his contracts, which is next summer. At least see that out, so no one can say, I didn't even finish his contract. If he does leave in January, that's his decision. He's been in the game long enough. He knows what decisions to make. He knows himself, and he knows what's best for him, and he thinks leaving Manchester United is best for him. So I cannot complain about that one. Yeah, so I'm not surprised. His attitude in training has been exemplary, if I'm saying that right, despite his desire to find another top-level club. Ten Hag's reluctant to let him go in January. He doesn't want to force players to stay that don't want it, because maybe it could ruin the morale in the dressing room, or something could happen. Something good, something bad. I don't think Ronaldo's the type of player to cause more there, but would he bring tension? I doubt it, but Ten Hag's probably just thinking of it in that way. But yeah, we'll move back to Ronaldo at the end. So Erik Ten Hag has already been told that it is highly unlikely there will be money to spend until next summer. this reducing the possibility of bringing in a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo in January. Now, I think that's a bit stupid. It's summer, it's the January transfer window. I know not many signings are made in January, but we need them. We're still far from being competing for, Champions League trophies, Premier League titles. We're way, way far from that. You look at City the other day; they just basically set an example of how good you have to be to compete at the top. And listen, I know City haven't won a Champions League, but the way they're playing, I wouldn't doubt them one bit that they could go on and win. Hopefully not. Let's hope they slip up again. But yeah, I just think it's a bit stupid that they're not letting Ten Hag. They're not giving them money to spend. At least give them 100 million to spend. Getting a nice midfielder out of that, a centre back, a right back. If Ronaldo does leave, a striker, look into that. Don't. Then it means we're already going to have Martial. He's a striker who is injury prone, by the way. Rashford is not a striker. We've witnessed that against City, who actually play a high line, and even with that high line, Rashford still didn't get a sniff of the ball. Yeah. So basically, that sums it all up there for us all. I just think it's a bit stupid. At least give him some sort of money to spend. Like, it is a January window. Not a lot of people, a lot of clubs might write it off. I can't see us selling anyone in January. Well, Ronaldo, but besides take Ronaldo out of the equation, I still can't see us getting selling any players until next summer. But I think if we were to get rid of Ronaldo, I'd bring in a striker. But supposedly he mightn't be allowed to. So what can you do about that one? So yeah, we'll move on anyways, because we're going to talk about Ronaldo probably every single bit of this show anyway. So, but yeah, when Manchester United Football Club are finalising Casemiro's signing, an advisor to the club noted that his running stats were worse than Scott McTominay's. Listen, I don't look too much into that. McTominay is not a top elite. He's not an elite defensive. He's not an elite. McTominay is not an elite midfielder where Casemiro is. Casemiro is basically, he's won it all. He doesn't have to prove himself anymore. Just go out and give it your all like always. But running stats, come on, like we're looking at running stats now. I'd be looking at physicality, attributes, what he can do on the ball and off the ball. That's what I'd be looking at, not running stats. Like, we're playing hard, like we have Harry Maguire. Would you not look at that and compare them to, I don't know, Lindelof and say, hold on a sec? Because I don't know. I think it's a bit stupid. But yeah. Last bit on Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is said to be ultra professional behind the scenes, despite him not getting a transfer in the summer. Fabrizio Romano has said, if Ronaldo's situation continues, it is expected that Jorge Mendes will continue to find clubs in January. Listen, expect Ronaldo to be professional. Look at him. Even though he didn't get the move he wanted to leave in the summer. He's still being professional. He's not throwing his weight around. He's not having tantrums. He's not complaining. He just basically, but all he wants is game time. That's all he wants is game time at Man United or to move to another club. He wants no more than that. But he might get what he wants in leaving the club, which is probably going to be a bit of a shame. But what can you do? What can you do? I don't want to see Ronaldo leave. I never do want to see Ronaldo leave. Either when he eventually has to leave, or it'll be sad because he can't stay at the club forever. But I think his first time at the club was his golden time, and second time, Ronaldo still can compete at the top, but just not at the moment. Well, it's not like he can't compete at the top at the moment. He's not getting game time at the moment, so you can't really complain about that. He wants to leave, fair enough, but Rahul says it's best if he leaves. It's actually, a lot of people are saying they think it's best if he leaves. Is there a point having him here if we're not, are people saying that because, is there a point having him here when we're not going to play him? Or, point paying his wages every week if he's only going to be on the bench? Or could he, bring in bad tensions or ruin the morale? I don't know, but I think it is best if he leave himself. But listen, it's always a shame to see a player like Ronaldo leave. can't hold the goal hostage. Exactly, you cannot hold the goal hostage, Rahul. I agree with you on that. The thing is, a lot of people are going around saying, Ronaldo's finished and that Ronaldo's this, Ronaldo's that. He's not. He just hasn't got time to prove himself so far this season with Manchester United. He hasn't. I mean, and then he is rusty. I'm not going to sit here and look for excuses for Ronaldo. I'm not. But he is rusty. The man is 37, years of age. He has to. He has to prove himself, and if you're keeping a man like Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench, I mean that tells me that well, I don't blame Ronaldo if he wants to leave. If Ronaldo leaves, he'll be missed by the fans. But I just think Ten Hag should just at least let him prove himself. I know, Ronaldo is, he's top level. The problem is the right offer has to come. Yeah, exactly, and he'll give him that right offer. He's going to pay. Who's going to pay Ronaldo's wages? Because a lot of people will be looking at Ronaldo's age and they'll be like, why? And then look at his performances at United. To be honest, Ronaldo hasn't had any bad performances at the club this season because he hasn't got much game time. His confidence is low. Especially what happened to him, a few months ago with him losing a child, which isn't easy, and then getting took out of the squad as well. His head is all over the place and confidence is low, performances are low. It's worrying to see, but I just think, it would be best for Ronaldo. Would it be best for Manchester United if he let Ronaldo leave? Probably. If you respect him that much, let him leave. And Ten Hag, obviously, I've read there, he's not letting him. He's not going to stand in Ronaldo's way if a good offer comes in. So yeah, it would be a shame to see the GOAT leave, but as Rahul said, the problem is the right offer has to come, and you can't hold the GOAT hostage. So that's pretty much. But we'll move on. So Cody Gakpo is one of the potential options for the January transfer window. However, nothing has been decided as of yet. So Cody Gakpo. To be honest with you, I've lost my interest in him. I think he will be good. But what are we signing him for? Depth, maybe. We need depth, but how much is the man worth? Do you know what I mean? It comes to a decision where are we going to sign a winger or a striker? I mean, I do think, Rahul just took the words out of my mouth. I do think Gakpo will come. Will he come in January? Will he come in the summer? More than likely, I feel he'll come in the summer. He might want to just finish off the year with PSV there in the Europa League as well. Wouldn't it be great if we came up against PSV in the knockout stages of the Europa League just to see what he's all about? Haven't really watched him as much, Cody Gakpo at PSV, but as far as I know, he's a decent player. Ten Hag wants him. We wanted him in the last summer. I'm surprised we didn't get him last summer. I thought we would have, but we basically just isn't. Is he the right profile of player? That's the problem. Is he the right player? As much as he's good, is he the right player? I don't know. I just don't get why we're signing him, to be brutally honest with you. I mean, if you're looking at Rashford, Sancho, he would be ideal. But in all seriousness, I think we need at least another left-footed right winger is what we need. That's what I think we need. We need another left-footed right winger. Look at Anthony the goal against City. That was nice. That was a good goal. He's neither a winger nor a striker. Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about Gakpo, I'm not sure what he's all about. Sancho, I mean, the problem is, will he get in over the likes of Rashford and Sancho is the problem. I mean, Ten Hag, I mean, I think if you are going to sign him in the summer, next summer, just to see what he's all about, just to see if he can. Don't sign him in January. They're like, okay, we're going to replace him with, who? I'd get another left-footed right winger would do nicely. Poor man's Rashford, says Rahul. Yeah, Rashford's not himself these days as well. I don't know what's up with him. Some of that one player of the month, he hasn't proved it. I know a lot of people say so wasn't Ten Hag, but Ten Hag just basically tells players what to do, and the players have to follow him. Yeah, they don't fail to disappoint Manchester United. They don't fail. But yeah, I'll move on to Cody Gakpo. I have a feeling we're going to talk about him even more in the next couple of months, weeks. So we'll move on. Manchester United will definitely try to sign Jude Bellingham next summer, and we'll have talks with the players' side. However, with interest in other big clubs, it's difficult. It's a difficult one to do so, says Fabrizio Romano. Jude Bellingham, I'd love Jude Bellingham at Manchester United, but I just think his price tag he's not worth this price tag. If he was worth 40 to 50 million, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. But for a player that's worth between 80 to 100 million, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. I mean, he's 19, 20 years of age, and I don't think he's worth it as of yet. Good player, but I know he's in England international, but I just don't think he's worth it. So it'll be an interesting one there. I'd look at another, obviously, like next summer has to be one. It's ridiculous if we pay anywhere over £80 million. I think it would be, especially when we still have to get another defensive midfielder. We need at least one or two centre backs. We need a right back. We need a left back. I personally think we need another right winger to compete with Anthony. We need a striker. We need another goalkeeper. We need a lot. Don't, at least do it wisely. You do it wisely. Spend your money wisely. Don't spend it. I like to say, don't spend your money on the one shop. Manchester United could probably do that if they go in for Jude Bellingham. Yeah, get rid of McTominay. I mean, Rahul, you haven't really given me. Yeah, Rahul, you haven't been giving me anything to argue with you. I mean, Gakpo, is he the right player? Get rid of McTominay. Gakpo's a poor man's Rashford. I just don't know. But yeah, McTominay and Fred has to. I mean, Rahul, I think we said it last week in our in the show. We were ranking players who should stay, sell, release, and we said sell McTominay and Fred. And do you know what? We might be right. Yeah, exactly. Get rid of the deadwood. You have to get rid of the deadwood. I mean, I think next summer has to be crucial. If you don't sign anyone next summer, if it's like the summer we had gone, I'll be very, very, it'd be very upsetting. But yeah, the deadwood has to go. We've always said get rid of the deadwood. We've never said that, just sign players in. Like, there's a lot of deadwood there. There's a lot of deadwood at the club. And it has to go. Very, very simple as that. I mean, yeah. These deadwood players have a negative impact on the good players. Oh yeah, and there's a lot of deadwood players at this club. There's a lot of deadwood players at this club. I could sit here and name them all out, but I don't want to sit here and waste people's time because it'll go on for a while. Trust me, and then you just rant about it, and then you'll just realise, oh my god, this club is in a mess, and it is in a mess. No matter how many games you win, no matter what we do, how we do it, it's still a mess behind the scenes. It's still, still get the Glazers out and still get the deadwood out. There's a lot of things that have to be changed at this club, and it will take time. 2 to 3, 4 seasons maybe. I think so. We need players who can raise the standard. Yeah, exactly. City, for example, top class side. It has to be said, doesn't it? City are top class side. But yeah, we'll move on anyways. To talk about Casemiro. Casemiro was likely to start more games this month. Erik ten Hag hasn't done so yet, as he wants to get him used to his style of play, says Romano. I mean, Casemiro's miles better than Scott McTominay. I know McTominay's recent performances have been good, but we all said before the City match on Sunday, start Casemiro for this game. He's a player that can raise the standard. He hasn't did that. Casemiro was a player that can raise the standard, and we start McTominay, who, the way McTominay, basically, finish the way you start, something like that. And that's what McTominay is doing. So yeah, Rahul, please start Casemiro. Yeah, start them. And supposedly he's meant to be starting Sunday. we have to start Casemiro. We spent a lot of money on the player. He's a top class player. He's won a lot of trophies. You have to start him. He's miles better than Scott McTominay. Miles better. I don't even have to sit here and back it up that he's miles better than McTominay, because anyone else kind of agree with me. Argue with your wall if you think McTominay's better than Casemiro, because you're stupid. But Casemiro's miles better than McTominay. I can't think of any fan, any opposition fan, or any United fan who would say McTominay is better than Casemiro. I can't think of anyone who would say that. They'd agree with what I said in start. Casemiro is much better than McTominay. Give Shaw a go too. I mean, I think Malacia has been a good player for us these last few weeks as well, to be fair to him. But a lot of people said, Rahul, you put it in the comments on Sunday, it's a reality check, and it goes to show things about Luke Shaw. You give him the ball, and if a Jack Grealish tries to shoulder him, or even a Haaland, or a Foden, or a Riyad Mahrez, or De Bruyne, Luke Shaw won't go down easy. You need, for games against big teams like City, you need aggression, physicality, and speed. And Shaw, I think Shaw has that. I think Shaw really has that. I mean, he is good. I don't think he's the player to bring United forward. I don't think so. But again, I definitely think we'll see Shaw play on Thursday against Ammonia in the Europa League, and will we see him any more games after that? Who knows? Malacia has to improve offensively. Yeah, I mean, him and Diogo Dalot got early yellow cards, which went their deal, and we had no choice in the end. I mean, he was. I think he was marking Phil Foden, and he still didn't do well against Phil Foden. So, Phil Foden, he did well against Mo Salah. This is what really, really annoys me. He did well against Mo Salah and the likes of, Martinelli, and who else did he play? Martinelli and, oh God. So he did well against Salah. He did well against the likes of Martinelli and who's Arsenal's other right back? Oh God, I'm gonna sound so stupid now after this, aren't I? But yeah, he did well against Arsenal's wingers and Liverpool's wingers, but Foden, I don't know. Makes no sense. But yeah, definitely a right back is needed. A right back is needed, 100%. No argument there. No argument. But who? Personally, Denzel Dumfries. Strong, quick. I think he's decent defensively. Broad. Him and Luke Shaw in the fullbacks. And a nice centre back or two, and another defensive midfielder. I'm just living in dreamland, but it's what you have to do when you're talking about players. It should sign, isn't it? Yeah, Dumfries. I'd like Dumfries as well. Not much. I don't think he's worth much as well. I think he's worth like £20 million. We'll look him up here and see how much Denzel Dumfries is worth. There's no harm in that. Dutch footballer. Plays right back for Serie A club Inter Milan. Did play for PSV, I think, as well. Yeah, he's only worth 22.5 million. He's worth £22.5 million. Denzel Dumfries, bargain of the highest order. He's only worth £22.5 million, and his contract. He joined last 2021. His contract expires in 2025. He's Dutch as well, so maybe you could have a good relationship with Malacia and whatnot. £22.5 million would be a brilliant signing. Well, that's it. A lot of right backs these days offensively is a concern. Look at Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's out. Attackingly good, offensively bad. You can also play central midfielder, but yeah, right backs these days, they're either going to be good offensively and bad defensively, or they're going to be good defensively and bad offensively. You're never going to get the best of both worlds. And well, I think City with the likes of Cancelo and Walker, there you have it. But yeah, So if Eric Ten Hag has told the Manchester United board not to give any new contracts until he has determined who deserves them. This is not an instant reaction to the loss on Sunday against Man City, but rather an attempt to change the culture in which players are handed new deals. A senior source from Man United, who's Eric Ten Hag, still in that phase of let's see how people are, let's see how they are, let's see what they are up to, how they adjust, how they handle pressure, how they handle not being picked, and how they handle with different challenges. Eric Ten Hag is keen on ensuring that players don't fall into comfort zones when it comes to new contracts. Now, I think that's a good decision. Don't throw out a contract to Diogo Dalot now. Don't throw out a new contract to Marcus Rashford now. Don't give anyone a new contract until next summer, but they have to deserve it. Not because, their contracts are expired, we don't want them to leave. No, if those players are still playing bad next summer, gone. I hate to say it, but even if it's Rashford, gone. So yeah, we always should try for the most balanced player. Yeah, we kind of like to go things with United these days. You go for a high profile player. Anthony, high profile player. Casemiro, high profile player. Lisandro Martinez, high profile player. Eriksen's all right. No, he used to be high profile player. A lot of people would still think he is, but we're going for high profile players. I mean, I just want to ask someone a serious question here. Did anyone know who Cancelo was before he went to City? No. Ruben Diaz? No. Well, obviously Kyle Walker because he played for Tottenham, I think. John Stones? No. Nathan Ake? No. Oh, well, Nathan Ake, yeah. But, the top, Kevin De Bruyne, all right, we knew who he was. Rodri, no. Bernardo Silva, no. Mahrez played that for Leicester. Haaland, yeah. Who else are we talking? Phil Foden obviously came through the academy. We are just, we have to stop signing high profile players. Yeah, I know stop zonal marking, I know, but unfortunately, Rahul, what we say here, Manchester United aren't going to sit there and say, "Oh, blah blah blah." I think you're right, but what can you do? But yeah, we have to stop. And let's look at Liverpool as well. I just want to look at Liverpool. So Trent didn't know who he was. Robertson didn't know who he was. Alisson didn't know who he was. Gini Wijnaldum, who used to play for Liverpool, didn't know who he was. Fabinho didn't know who he was. Firmino didn't know who he was. Salah, all right, I knew he played for Roma. I think Mane played for Southampton. I knew who those certain players were. Van Dijk, the same. Matip didn't know who he was. Gomez, no. We have to stop signing high profile players because they can get a big ego and basically ruin the shit out of the club. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. And I think Ten Hag not giving players new contracts as of yet is spot on. I really, really, really rate that. I like that. I think he's spot on. Don't give players new contracts yet. You can't do that. But yeah, before we do end the show, Leicester are considering a move for Donny van der Beek on loan, and they're studying the possibility of a buy option for around £13 million. So, and supposedly, if he doesn't keep getting game time, it wouldn't be surprised if he leaves the club in January, which is going to be a bit of a shame. But yeah, basically every Liverpool player Klopp inherited was sold except for but they didn't sign high profile players, to be honest, to be fair. Like, look, when then Liverpool signed Darwin Nunez, high profile player, not working out for him, will he? You'd hate to say he won't, because he probably will next season, or he might come into form. We might actually realise you can't headbutt players on the pitch, and he might up his game. So yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we do have to. I mean, supposedly, Ten Hag won't be able to sign players in January. Listen, there's a lot of rumours going around. There's a lot of shit going around. You don't know what to believe. You don't know whether you have to, or you want to, or you need to, or it's true. Even with top class journalists these days, you don't know whether it's you can get your hopes up, with Jude Bellingham, Manchester United are going to try and sign Jude Bellingham. You can get your hopes up, and then come next summer, you could be getting told, don't know what you're on about. Don't know what you're on about. Jude Bellingham, we were never going to go near him. We were never going to go near him. Simple as that. Hopefully Ten Hag is given that power. Let's hope so. Let's hope the Glazers get behind him. Let's hope they give him the backing. Let's hope they give him the power. Let's hope they give him everything. Because they're not giving him out at the moment. And this is why we're in a shit state. This is why we're getting slapped by clubs like City, Liverpool, Brentford. Imagine if we were in the Champions League. I'd be afraid. I would be afraid. I think the Europa League suits us. I hate to say that, but it suits us as of now, as of yet. If we weren't, obviously, I know you get to told, players can rise to the occasion. Not Manchester United players. Well, certain Manchester United players. When will the Glazers leave? I tell you when they leave, Rahul. I tell you when they leave. When someone comes in and tries to buy them out. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, get yourself in there, man. Don't let them buy. Don't let the Glazers ruin this club. I know I'm not blaming the Glazers for the performances on the field. I'm not, but I am going to blame them on giving players contract extensions when they don't deserve, giving players that come in big wages, not backing managers. That's all I'm going to say. Big ego players as well. You can't be doing that. Big ego players, there's a lot of them at this club because of the Glazers giving them. You're think of it, you're a Malacia come to this club and you're getting what? Less at the club you are at. And then you come to Manchester United and you're getting a big bonus. You're going to commit, on getting an extra what? So, yeah. How is Michael Knighton's consortium holding out? I heard he's taking his time. He's taking his time. Let's just say that. He's taking his time. Suppose you're going to get this stuff, blah, 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 blah. That was really middle of, was it a month or two ago, and he's taking his time. I just hope whoever does take over, I hope we're not, I hope they're not the Glazers 2.0. That's all I'm hoping, and that's all I can say. But I know in future shows we're going to talk about transfers, Michael Knighton, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the obvious, the Glazers, Ten Hag, the likes. Is the value 4.2 billion for Manchester United Football Club? Oh yeah. Is that what you're asking there, Rahul? I'm guessing it is. So, according to Forbes, Manchester United is worth a huge $4.6 billion, which is £3.7 billion. The club comes in at number 3 of the world's most valuable soccer teams on the 2022 list, only beaten by Real Madrid and Barcelona, which are both valued at $5.1 billion. Yeah. Manchester United is worth a huge $4.6 billion, which in pounds, that's 3.7 billion pounds. That's for Manchester United Football Club. So, yeah. That's pretty much what the club is worth in pounds, 3.7 billion. That was only 2022, 18th of July, I think it was as well. I'll put it in the comments there for people to have a shout at. We'll start written that. But yeah, that's how much it's worth. It was only confirmed a month or two ago as well. So from a nice, so yeah, 3.7 billion pounds, which in dollars, 4.6 billion. So yeah, but yeah, everyone, thanks everybody for watching the stream. Please like the stream. Yeah, Glazers definitely need to sell United for their own good, but they're mean, they're money bags, and they're not. But yeah, everyone, please like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Follow all our socials. We've recently hit 100 followers on Twitter as well, so we're growing. We're doing very well on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, all that good stuff. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for putting your comments in, and yeah, we'll talk to you all on the next one. We have the preview for the game, Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'll have the Man United versus Ammonia preview on Wednesday. Thursday, I'll have the watch along. Friday, not sure what's happening on Friday. Saturday, the preview for the Everton game on Sunday. And then Sunday will be the Everton watch along. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I'll speak to you all in the next one. Peace.